Hi Geminis, and welcome to your October 2020 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to talk to you about the energy coming in for your sign in the month of October. Okay, Gemini, we've got a lot of contrast coming in for you in this month. My eyes are automatically jumping to that bottom row, the Star, the Tower, Wheel of Fortune. You have a sense of pressure, a sense of blooming authenticity, and perhaps a little bit of a new fortunate crisis that comes in for you, maybe coming out of September and moving into October. I want you to just really buckle down in October and remember that if anything becomes chaotic or if anything becomes weird, it's probably for the best, okay? If you've got that weird gut feeling coming in or this new desire, this new purpose that has for some reason led you to really work hard in a different sector of your life, like totally out of context with what you actually want, that's important to see, okay? I've been meditating on your sign a lot. I took a bit of a break between the last readings and then your reading, and which ended up being like more than a day's worth of a break. And I was kind of trying to really understand what was coming in for Gemini because it was feeling pretty inconclusive to me. I couldn't really interpret well what was coming in, so I had to take some time, and now I kind of understand that there's just a lot of potential in a lot of places for you. And you feel a sense of pressure, and you're like, I gotta do it now. I gotta get everything figured out right this second. I gotta, have everything working perfectly in my life by tomorrow, And I think that the main overarching message for you guys is like, it doesn't have to go so quick. There's a level of understanding, okay? You might be having an issue with authority. You might be having an issue with something that feels higher up or more powerful than you, and it's kind of maybe really showing an inferiority complex or a superiority complex. And this is really the focus here. It's to stop being scared or to stop being worried about things that are out of your control, okay? Big thing for Gemini this month. And you guys usually don't have too many issues with that as it is, but I think everybody with this like super Capricorn focused year is just having to really revamp their relationships with authority, revamp their relationships with people in their personal lives who maybe have gotten more authority over them than they realize. This feels really big for Gemini, where a spouse or a friend or a sibling or something has this amount of authority over you, and it might have caused you to act out behind the scenes or without even realizing it, or without even knowing you might actually be causing this person emotional problems, and that has to really be noticed in October. If there's this weird emotional tension or this weird deconstructed relationships all around you, why is it? How is it the case? What caused it to get this way? Where is there no compromise? You want to really look at compromise this month, because basically, and don't get too freaked out about anything that we're talking about, Gemini, but you want to really get into November of 2020 and specifically Scorpio season of 2020 with an element of like, I got this, okay? I'm not afraid of this authority anymore. Because I've done things right. I've figured things out. I've acted with integrity. And I know that even if I don't do every single thing perfectly, I've acted with integrity, and that will always be my foundation. That feels foolproof, not only for you, but for everybody. But aside from that, you want to kind of start to feel like you're on top of things. You kind of want to start to feel like you're walking through life and you're, very rarely in these crowds or something, but when you are, you don't feel, pulled down by the, by an odd type of acquaintanceship or an odd type of societal climate or something that's coming up for Gemini for sure. You want to really maybe be a trendsetter, or you want to really work on some of the societal issues at large right now, which is very supported. But it's kind of like testing you a little bit too. It's like, can you get everything interpersonally sorted before you get more broad with it? So really neat to see what's coming in for you guys. But let's look at the week to week and get some more insight. Okay, in the first week of October, Geminis, you've got the Knight of Cups rooted down by the Star. So completely emotional in the first week. And I want to really validate that for you, that any type of weird gut feeling, because I keep feeling an odd gut feeling for you. I've got a gut feeling about your gut feeling, Gemini. And it feels like it's happening all the time, and you guys are getting like upset, or you're getting like I know what I want to do, I know what I have to do, but I'm getting a weird gut feeling about it. And in the first week of October, you're going to see the totality of that. You're going to see the maybe the most intense point of that. And I think that it's actually going to come down to a tendency. This is more of a tendency than this is actually a sign, okay? Because gut feelings are always signs, but we can get, it's like our own gut feelings are like a sign always, but our signs can start to point the wrong direction sometimes in a year like this, because we get very connected to practicality versus status quo versus desire for something completely new. And that gets us all in odd territory with gut feelings, really. So it's going to be maybe really important to detox the body in the first week of October, because there could be just like way too much caffeine or way too little hydration, and it might be sending your signals all over the place. So that's important for the first week. No longer keeping secrets from yourself, okay? Maybe just get the cat out of the bag and finally admit to yourself that what I'm focusing the majority of my energy to is what that person from 5 years ago wanted for me, or what I wanted for myself in a whole nother lifetime. That feels really life-changing for you in the first week of October, because this is definitely a transformative season. This is gold. Like, I even though I'm not a Gemini, I don't have very much Gemini, like, I feel this so hard. And then this is why I had to really rest up for your reading, Gemini, because it's like, this is big stuff, But continuing on with that idea of the first week, you can't be coy with yourself, okay? Gemini's kind of a coy sign sometimes. It's kind of, you never really know what a Gemini's feeling. You never really can be positive about the reality of a Gemini. And you guys know this about yourselves. And you know that this power that you wield of, what would I call it? It's not non-committal, because you guys can be very committal. It's more of a Sphinx-like neutrality, I would call it. It's almost like mythological in a way, where nobody really knows. You could go either way. There's a ritualistic way that you operate energetically, which is an advantage for you sometimes, but in a year like this, it's more of a disadvantage, because maybe you even start to not realize what your position is on certain things, especially things that you're trying to really engage in. And this is also happening for Sagittarius too. I'm feeling this mainly for your axis, and Jupiter being debilitated, Jupiter moving direct in Capricorn, really affecting Sagittarius and Gemini strongly. And it's almost like what I'm trying to get at is this tendency to be like neutral, or this tendency to have everybody around you not really know clearly who you are or what you represent. It's like you start to kind of try to do it to yourself, okay? With your inner self, with your inner being, with your inner voice. You start, like, the more energetic aspect of you, or the aspect of you that doesn't operate so much through language, starts to almost try to get coy with you. So it's like an internal battle. It's like an internal conflict. And it's frustrating. And there's something about this that just needs to really be pointed out for some Geminis, where, maybe, just maybe, some of these things, or some of these like things that went big for you, or some of these things that like really shot off, have no place anymore, okay? And this is only if, not all Geminis does this apply to, but only the Geminis who are having like new ideas, new purposes, new things that are feeling incongruent with what you've maybe been successful at. Because I'm feeling that by the new year of 2021, there's a paradigm shift for you, okay? There's a way new version of yourself that is like blooming. And this is one of the toughest aspects of all this Capricorn energy, is it really does not support any type of like having your cake and eating it too. Sometimes we have to make decisions. Sometimes we have to, really commit to this one thing and kind of squeeze the life out of it at the same time. Energetically, that's sort of what that energy is. And it's not nice. It's not pretty, but it is a part of humanity's experience. And the way to overcome this, the way to overcome that kind of gross energy that we feel, this stagnant, unsure, overcommitted, maybe even energy, is with love first and foremost, and the realization of who you are. So this is why Gemini struggles in a month like October 2020 if they haven't been able to be honest with themselves, or if they're trying to trick themselves into doing something, or trick themselves into like subconsciously not being clear or not projecting well. So the first week of October is going to really highlight that, and it's going to give you the opportunity to alchemize into a much more self-honest disposition. Okay, so tell yourself the secrets, let yourself in on the new purpose, and start to make the physical, not necessarily changes, but just because it's not really a physical change right now in Libra season of 2020. That's more of just a linear path, following a linear path. It's that simple. But as you're walking down that path, it's like the mind changes, or the consideration of what is around does change. So great food for thought, great philosophical, allegorical ideals coming in there. This is what I live for with this channel, Geminis. Week number 2, you guys have the Lovers rooted down by the Tower. So double major arcana. Do not underestimate the second week of October, especially for those of you who are like getting that trine right then. So for those of you, I guess, who are born around the time of like, June 7th to June 15th, like second week birth Geminis of Gemini season, it's really going to level you up, okay? It's really going to take things to the next level for you. Sorry, I just bumped the microphone. It's going to give you a new choice, okay, second week of October. And it's going to just take away the things that aren't needed, okay? So if things start going, Geminis, if there's like, you just don't have the energy to do something, you can't do it anymore. You've been trying to be repetitive, you've been trying to be contextual, and it doesn't happen, okay? That should be probably a gift from the universe, not something that is a failure, all right? But if you have like the end of a relationship, which is less likely, I'm not feeling a huge ending energy there, but I'm just, worst case scenario, if something breaks off or if something disintegrates, okay? Even I don't know, it could be like eras of your life. So you've had this era where you've been like very prominent, or you've had this era where you've done the relationship, or you've had this era where you've, completely shifted your financial situation. There could be an era shift, okay? And maybe it takes until the new year of 2021 to really finalize it, but just keep that in mind as you're moving through. I think you're really going to have some options in the second week of October about how to kind of customize this era shift that's happening for you, okay? Wow, Geminis, beautiful stuff. Week number 3, 10 of Cups rooted down by Wheel of Fortune. That is lovely. So good luck in love. Good luck in family experiences. Good luck in, the building of emotional security and emotional evolution, okay? A big emotional evolution coming for you guys in the third week. And just maybe just a different consideration of it too. Like, I feel differently about my family now, or I feel differently about, how I have held on to others in my life. Also, maybe just good luck for your closest family. I feel that to just be good luck in general. So yeah, it's pretty erratic coming from the second week, and I've talked a little bit about erraticism this season and how that is very probable. And so, second week you might be feeling worried, third week you're feeling lucky. You just have to understand that that's a beautiful progression and let it be what it is. We kind of just have to let things fall where they fall right now and see where they're at and kind of reassess in New Year of 2021. It's hard to really call things right now, or to really, even though we want to so badly to just have security and to have things be what they be, we have to kind of wait to see what the future holds. So week number 4, Gemini's 4 of Cups rooted down by 7 of Wands. So yeah, you're spending more time alone nonetheless. There is more solitude. There is more time to yourself. And you might be getting a little bit tired of that. Or it's like just you and your family. That needs to be seen maybe for the new idea that it's giving you. 4 of Cups is also about gaining a new idea in solitude, or the new purpose or the new gift from the universe that does come to you when you have less distractions or less people cultivating distraction in your life. So pay attention to that, Gemini. Otherwise, try to not be too oppositional with things. Like, try to de-escalate arguments. 7 of Wands can be like argumentative or oppositional. People might be wanting to argue with your points. I just wouldn't hold much time for it, because you need as much quiet space and quiet time as you can get to get some of these, higher, more gifted universal elements to come in. And otherwise, Geminis, I'm going to conclude your reading because I think that it's beautiful. Just to conclude, really pay attention to like the bright shining stars of this month. Like what is really standing out from the crowd? Who is really standing out from the crowd? What needs to go? What needs to happen to really bring like you or your family together? How can you really play up these new thought forms that come when you have more quiet space? And you'll do excellent. But anyway, I'm going to put together an extended reading for you guys over on Patreon. If you guys haven't joined my Patreon channel yet, it's a great value because you get all of the readings early and ad-free and all the extended readings. And I do weekly tea chats forecasting the week ahead. So it's a wonderful value. And let's jump over there now for your extended. I'll link it in the center of the video. And I'll talk to you later. Much love, Geminis. Bye.